Friends, Malika here from Malika Semper Astrology. And the loudest thing happening this week, I believe, happening midweek, is the sun is receiving a square from Pluto. This is intensity in the sky above us, and as above, so below. It'll affect us down here. This is going to be exact midweek, Wednesday, April 23rd at 10:10 a.m. Pacific. However, we are feeling it build at the beginning of the week, and we are fully in it mid to the end of the week, and the residue will still be here on the weekend. So this is intensity in the sky. You know, our sun, which has just moved into lovely Taurus, is now receiving some pokiness, some awkwardness, some uncomfortability from Pluto over in Aquarius. Anytime you have Taurus and Aquarius together, there's a little bit of bumpiness here because they square each other. You know, Taurus is about tradition and stability and knowing what to expect and having a daily rhythm and routine, feeling safe and secure. And Pluto wants to take all that safety and security and essential boredom and burn it to the ground in order to rebirth, renew, transform, right? Pluto wants to get to the guts of something, and Taurus wants to stay smooth and steady. So this can be a little bit of awkward energy, you know, when the sun squares Pluto, but what is essentially happening here that we will feel down here on Earth? Pluto comes in and says, what is your relationship like to your power? What is your relationship like to your own authority, your will? Pluto is the higher vibration of Mars. And, you know, it is really our will, the way we stand in our agency, our autonomy. And this is a test, essentially, Sun square Pluto. It's a test of what is our relationship to our own power? Where in our life does it feel like we are giving our power away? Or the other piece of it, where in our life do we feel like we need all the control, all the power? Where in our life are we constantly trying to control things, right? So it can go either way. Where are we giving our power or our control away? And where in our life are we holding on so tightly that we feel like we can't let go, we can't surrender. And we become the tyrant, so to say, the one who wants to control everything and everyone. So it's a time to really look at that. And we can be faced this week with battle of the wills. You know, it can be an internal battle of the wills, or it can come from the outside as well. There's something challenging us that has us questioning or bringing into awareness our relationship with our power. You know, it can feel really intense. There can be a lot of like passions being stirred, those bigger emotions being stirred, all in the name of healing and transformation. You know, Pluto shows us, especially in a square, those things that have been buried that we haven't wanted to deal with. When Pluto's squaring the sun, they tend to rise up to the surface. And so pay attention to whatever is in the forefront for you this week, to whatever is surfacing this week. That is the thing that is requiring some attention, some light being brought to it. You know, Pluto lives in the dark. He loves the dark. He loves the shadow. That's where he thrives. He is the king of shadow work, you know, and the king of looking at our wounds and our fears and our outdated stories of hurt that we schlep around with us. So it can be a very healing week, but before the healing occurs, the wound surfaces and the thing surfaces that needs to be worked on. And so that could be like the ouchy part, right? But once it's shown, then we can start to do the work of it. And that's Pluto's whole intention. He wants us to not be afraid of the dark, to look the thing in the eye so that we can once and for all heal and transform that energy, right? So good luck out there. It can be an intense week, but it's really here. You know, all these transits are really always here to serve us and to grow us and to have us learn something so that we can level up, right? And so that we can evolve and grow. All right, you guys, thanks for watching, and I will be back next week.